are having such a glorious day, if not. So I just came at a Dollar Tree and they still packing their stuff out. So I said, you know what? Me go for a walk. I have my book today. If you guys don't have this book by Dale Carnegie, this is a book that I highly, highly recommend. Okay, this is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Really, really good. And so I said, you know what, I could do a lot. While I'm going on my walk today. It's so nice. It's beautiful outside. Okay, absolutely gorgeous. Oh, so the video, how to how to move past adversity, right? One of the things I want you guys to understand is you will forever, as long as you are in this physical body, experience adversity, experience challenges, right? And when you experience those things, do that necessarily mean that you are doing something bad per se, right? And what is bad, right? Because some people, their definition of bad may be your definition of good, right? And that's why I always talk about perception, and I always say it's all according to how you see things. Because when you change your perception, you change the way you see things. Things in your life will begin to change. I want you to understand whatever is showing up in your life, it is all for the greater good. It is all for the greater good. Say it with me. It is all for the greater good. Now, if you keep going through life and thinking, nobody want me to win, everybody is out to get me, people want me to fail, nobody want me to succeed, guess what? That's exactly what's going to reflect right back to you. Exactly what you said. Because the reason being is because what you continuously tell yourself. Now, if you telling yourself these things, guess what? Life is going to take what you have said. The subconscious mind is going to take what you have said and is going to follow up with it and give you the experience on what you have said. So you have to look at yourself and say, you know what? Everything is working out in my favor. Prime example, I remember a few years ago, okay, I was in this relationship. And the relationship, it was toxic, to say the least, right? On both parts, okay? But the reason I say on both parts is because, see, you could be toxic, although you may not be doing the same exact thing that the person is doing. You could be toxic to yourself, and this is what I mean. This person who I was in a relationship with, okay, was abusive, right? And I could say that he was toxic, but I was toxic also to myself. The reason being is because I felt somewhere along the line I deserved that. I felt somewhere along the line that's what I was good enough for. I felt somewhere along the line that I had to accept that. Okay. And as long as you feel that you have to accept that, you're going to keep on tolerating it. You're going to keep on going through it, right? And if it wasn't for that experience, because after that relationship, and it's so funny, after you go through, some toxic relationships, sometimes you turn celibate. You're like, you know what? I'm not messing with nobody else until I got married. And that's one of the things I said. Well, remember I say, when you tell yourself certain things, you say, people want me to win. Everybody loves me. Okay. That is going to reflect in your reality. And so I remember I said, I am not messing with nobody else until I get married, right? And lo and behold, I had met this guy, and then later on I got married. But if it wasn't for that toxic relationship, now the marriage, I mean, it didn't last because I like to say, I don't want to say I wasn't ready for it. Okay. I want to say, because how could you not be ready for something that you received? Right? I guess. But I don't look at it like that. I think that I was ready for that type of marriage. Okay? For that type of marriage. You know, the guy was insecure, I was insecure, you know. So I wouldn't say I wasn't ready for marriage. I would say I was ready for that type of marriage. So, but if it wasn't for that toxic relationship, I would have never met the guy, and then got married with, this brand new guy. Another thing you want to understand is this. So, someone had wrote a message, and I absolutely love you guys' comments. I absolutely love it, and I don't know, maybe you guys could come on sometime, because YouTube have it where as though you can invite a guest to come on. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comment section. Okay, and we could do a live video together. Good morning. We could do a live video together. So somebody had wrote that they lost their job, right? And they said if it wasn't for them losing their job, they wouldn't been able to go to the gym, right, and do pretty much the things that they wanted to do. It's so funny because when you working at a job, not everybody, but sometimes you can get so caught up on the money, right, and chasing the money, working so many hours, because you believe that if the more you work, the more you're going to be ahead of the game when it comes to money, right? Well, not realizing that you have this scarcity and lack mindset. It's not about the more money you make. It's about, do you know how to deal with your finances, when they are the amount that they are? Are you operating from a scarcity lack mindset? Are you operating from, if I spend this, I never have any more? And I'm not saying just to go out and just, spend everything. But what I am saying is, oftentimes, we believe that if I just work so hard, then my life is going to change. If I just put more hours in. And you guys, I was uploading so many videos per day, because I had this belief, this subconscious in my subconscious mind that, oh, if I upload all these videos and stuff like that, and I enjoy the process, but why do that if there's a quicker way, so to speak, of you getting to your desired reality without feeling burnt out, without feeling like, oh my goodness, I'm sick and tired of this, because you done exhorted it so much. No. Still enjoy your life. So, someone said that they are so happy now, that I guess it was a win-win that they got fired. And to the person that's out there, I don't know if you'll see this video, but one of the things you have to understand, even though you got fired, right? Let me tell you something. I got fired a few times, okay? I got fired a few times from a few companies. And, I always felt like it was something more to me. I always felt like that I was destined for more, right? I always felt like, God wanted me to do more than what I currently was doing, right? Because oftentimes we look at ourselves and we think that God is seeing us the way we tend to see ourselves. So if you're a person and you see yourself as being, successful, A person that was created to win, a person that is beautiful, loving, kind, deserve love, right? Abundance is truly your birthright. Guess what? That's when God could work in your favor. That's when God could show up and show out. But when you see yourself as a person that is a good for nothing, a reject, okay, God cannot work on your behalf until you change your mindset, until you change your frequency. So you have to change your mindset. You have to get rid of the programming. And how do you get rid of the programming? It's so funny because the other day I was listening to Neuro Knowledge, and one of the things he said, you get rid of the program by getting rid of the program by just saying, I'm not going to accept this belief. He said it's so easy, to continuously accept that belief. If you keep on giving into it, guess what? The belief is going to continuously grow. It's going to continuously get stronger and bigger. I don't know why my face look a little shiny. It's going to continuously get stronger and bigger. So you have to tell yourself, nope, I'm created to win. I'm winning, right? And so to the young lady who had said, that she's able to go to the gym now. She able to spend time with her family, And me, I believe that's exactly how life was intended for us. I don't believe that, and belief is not necessarily true. Okay, it's probably true. You may say it's true, but it's some other people who don't say it's true. And what makes it true is because that's your belief. But beliefs are able to be changed. Okay, and so the young lady, she was saying that she's able to do all these, different things and stuff now that that she's home. And that's so good because I remember when I was working, and that's why I say adversity, the adversity that you are experiencing, honey, let me tell you something. It is for the greater good. It is for the greater good. If somebody would have told me, who child, if somebody would have told me a few years ago, right? Now, Dina, you're going to get fired from this job, okay? You're going to get fired from this job. And after you get fired from this job, you are going to start making YouTube videos, okay? Now, during your YouTube journey, okay, brands are going to reach out to you, okay? You're going to write a few books. You're going to build this amazing, beautiful community. You are going to be earning 7 figures. If somebody would have told me that, I would have said, I would have laughed, okay? I would have laughed, and yeah, I probably wouldn't have believed them, especially when it came to me making content, all right? Because I didn't see myself once upon a time as that girl. I seen myself, although I had this, at times I would see myself as, oh, I'm the baddest or whatever it is, when it came to like, ooh, sedity, so to speak, bougie, okay? And, but also I had this self-esteem about myself that I wasn't good enough, okay? That I didn't deserve the best of the best. And so you're going to have to change the way you see yourself. Because everything that you are attracting, it is all because of the way you see yourself. That adversity that you're going through, it is for you to grow through that and understand that God has a bigger calling for your life. See, you playing based upon how you see yourself. But when that adversity and those challenges show up, it is for you to do something different. It is for you to level up, so to speak. It is for you to become your greatest version. For you to be one step closer, right? And we're not gonna get it all done in this here life, right? In this here lifetime. But you definitely could become a better version of yourself than you was yesterday. Okay, that version of yourself that you was yesterday, we're not saying that, oh, that was a bad version. But what we are saying is, I know I can do better. I know I was created for better. I know I am destined for better. Okay. Hey, Jada and DeMarcos. I don't know if you're still on here, honey, but I know I was destined for greatness. Okay. And when you walk around like that with knowing, not believing, but knowing, okay, it just hits different. So, to the person that's out there, you going through adversity, you experiencing, things that it may appear is not working in your favor. But honey, let me tell you something. No matter what you're going through, it's setting you up for greatness. It's setting you up so you can win. Okay? Because like I told you guys, if someone would have told me, even last year when I looked, it's so funny. Yesterday, me and my two youngest children, we was walking. We had took a walk, and as I was walking, I was thinking about my life, right? And I said, dang, last year where I was compared to this year is different. It's so different. And it feels so good when you can make that connection and you can see, right? Like, oh my goodness. And it's different because I chose to show up. It's different because I believe in myself. It's different because I allow God to show up and show out. Okay? I allowed God to direct me. I trust the process. And I'm not saying trusting the process is the easiest thing, because when your intuition starts telling you to do this and do that, honey, and to the logic, okay, it's not gonna make sense. Logically, it's not gonna make sense. You'll say, why the heck will I go there? Or why the heck would I do that? But honey, when you start listening, okay, and hearing what God is communicating to you, let me tell you, your life is going to change like night and day. And it's okay to feel that fear. Okay? It's okay to experience the unknown. It's okay for you not to have it all figured out. The beautiful thing about that is this: none of us do. I don't care how strong people are making it seem like, oh well, they have it all figured out. Honey, nobody has it all figured out. No one. Okay? We figure it out as we go. But nobody has it all figured out. And I want you to understand that so you can stop beating yourself up. Stop feeling like, oh well, I have to have it all figured out. I should have known this. I should have done better. Let me tell you, you would have done better. Okay? But you wasn't aware. Okay, you wasn't aware. And some people say, Tina, this person ain't aware. This person is a grown person. Well, let me tell you something. What I come to realize, although they may be a grown person, that does not mean that they have awareness. That does not mean that they are paying attention to their life. That does not mean that they are able to see the things that they are doing and how they are showing up. That does not mean it. Okay, so I want you to understand and get there and know that you don't have to have it all figured out. And although the adversity is going to come knocking, okay, know that it's okay, because you're going to get through it. You may be going through something right now, a triumph time, right? You may be experiencing something right now and you like, oh my goodness, I don't know how. You may feel like you don't know how you're going to get past this or through this or over this, okay? But I am here to tell you, you will. You shall. You shall get through it. You want to see my view? Look at this, you know. This is so good. I absolutely love this. To be able to sit here on a beautiful, gorgeous day and see the water and the boats passing by and read in my book. You know, it feels so good. I am truly here to say this. When you start trusting the process and start believing in yourself and listening to God, okay, following your intuition, your life is going to change. Is going to change. You will need a telescope to see how, a magnifying glass to see how far you have come, because it's going to shift so drastically. And you deserve that. You know, you deserve it. You did not come here to work so hard and then just at the end pay bills and then on the weekend go party for a little while. You know, I always had this knowing is that I knew, look at this. It's so gorgeous. Really, really beautiful. Oh, I'm sweating. But you came here to enjoy life. You know, you came here to experience the best of the best, not for you to just work so hard and then at the end die. Okay, honey, I come on now. I know you you know that something is up with that. Okay, and if you don't think that something is wrong with that, why do you feel the way you feel? You know, why at times you feel you would never came across this video if you wasn't in alignment with it. Okay, so you know you feel the way you feel because you even know that something is wrong with that picture. You know, you just working, slaving away all day, and at the end on the weekend you party for a few hours and stuff like that, and on Monday you doing the same thing over again. No, no, no. You know that may have to be part of your journey, but it comes a point in time where as though money is supposed to work for you, not you constantly working for money, not you constantly being in, not you constantly being in survival mode. Okay, you're supposed to enjoy life. And with that being said, I love you guys, and I catch you guys on the next one. Peace.